Hey, what's up, guys? It's Reggie the Monster, and my cousin called me and he said, "Hey, I've got a new movie coming out this weekend. Like, would you mind seeing it early and then doing a review on it?" And I'm like, "All right, sure, because I'm a monster. Like, I don't have anything else going on." So I went and checked out Universal Studios' remake of their 1941 classic, The Wolfman. And this is a remake stars that cute little Spanish guy, Benicio del Toro. Like, you might remember him from like playing like a baseball player or something in that movie The Fan, like that really bad movie. Anyway, so he plays a guy named Lawrence Talbot who's gets news that his brother was killed, and his brother was killed by a werewolf. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you that. It's like, duh. I assume you've seen the original. So he comes home and then he runs into his father, and his father's played by Anthony Hopkins, and he's like, "Hey, I prodigal son has returned. Like, or whatever that British accent is, like that guy does." And so, he reunites with his father, and then he also runs into his brother's girlfriend, who's played by Emily Blunt. And like, I don't even know what Emily Blunt does. Like, I guess she stars in movies or whatever, but it's like who cares? She's just like Emily Blunt. Like, she's just some chick, so whatever. So anyway, that's like really the main cast, and then you've also got that guy that played Agent Smith in The Matrix. And, the guy that was like, "Mr. Anderson." That guy? Like, so he's really good. And he plays, like, the detective that's coming after Lawrence because he's like, "Wait a minute. I think this guy's, like, killing people." But anyway, that's later on in the movie. So it starts out, like, the first 15, 20 minutes are, like, kind of, like, confusing because you can tell the movie was so heavily edited that it's, like, starts off really quick. Like, the guy's killed, and then Lawrence comes home, and then his father's like, "Oi, you're home!" And then, he, like, goes out looking for, like, his brother's killer, but he's bitten by a werewolf. And so Lawrence Talbot becomes the Wolfman. And he's, like, cursed and stuff, and he's got, like, moody eyes, Like, his eyes are so moody throughout the entire movie. You're like, wow, I feel, like, really sorry for this guy, because he, like, looks totally, like, bummed out that he's, like, this terrifying monster. And really, it's just speaking from personal experience, it's really not that bad. So, yeah, so, the movie rushes right along. I guess it had, like, some post-production problems. That's why it was delayed, because they wanted to also add more special effects. But you can tell that the movie was edited all crazy. So, anyway, enough of that. So, by the time he turns into the Wolfman, that's when the movie really picks up, because the Wolfman looks so cool. It's like a mix of practical effects from, like, that special effects guy, Rick Baker. And then it's also a mix of CGI. So, like, you get, like, the best of both worlds if you're old school or new school, It's perfect for everybody. So, he turns into the Wolfman, and you think he's just going to run around and, like, maybe just claw some people or something. No way. This dude's, like, ripping heads off and stuff, and he's, like, tearing out people's guts. Like, it's so disgusting. It's perfect, Because he's, like, merciless. He's just running around killing, like, half the village, and it's, like, which is great because, you're a monster. You're not supposed to have any feelings. Like, seriously. So, yeah, so he's running around, he kills a bunch of people, and then the, Agent Smith guy is like, "Mr. Werewolf," because he just thinks, like, Lawrence Talbot's running around killing people. He doesn't believe in any of this, like, Wolfman nonsense. So, anyway, they arrest Lawrence Talbot, and then they take him to, like, this insane asylum, and they torture him, and they want to prove that, like, there's no such thing as a Wolfman. I didn't really like those scenes, because I was like, I mean, I guess I understand it, but, what's the point, really? I mean, we all know the dude's tortured, and, like, why do you want to make him think he's, like, insane as well? So, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so, again, he turns into the Wolfman. He, like, kills even more people, chops off even more heads. Like, it's pretty gnarly. So, the Wolfman stuff was awesome looking. Like, it was great. Every time he turned into the Wolfman, I was like, heck yeah, like, there's a monster on screen, he's killing people. It's like, that's exactly what I want to see when I go to a monster movie, So, and also, the movie was, like, really, really pretty. I sat down and I was like, oh my god, this movie looks, like, so good. And I understand that, like, before director Joe Johnston came aboard, there was another guy that was attached to it, and he did all the pre-production work. So, this was perfect for Joe, because all he had to do was, like, go on set and be like, oh my god, this looks awesome. You mean all I have to do is, like, point the camera and say action and cut, and I'm getting paid? Like, that's perfect. So, that's pretty much what he did, If you don't know who Joe Johnston is, like, he did one of the Jurassic Park movies, and he also did The Rocketeer, and everybody loves The Rocketeer. Like, if you don't love The Rocketeer, then you're just a total jerk, and I don't even want to talk to you. So, yeah, I don't know. I was kind of conflicted with the movie. I mean, I want to support like the monsters and all, but this was like right down the middle for me. Like I'd have to give it a C plus, just because the plot gets like so like it gets really stupid in the third act. Like it turns into a mixed martial arts like demonstration between monsters, and it's like, what the hell is going on here? Like, why would they even go in that direction? It's like so dumb. And then the editing was all crazy, but the movie looked really good, and like the Wolfman scenes were like so cool to watch. So I don't know, it was a toss up for me. So I'm gonna stick with my C plus, and I think you guys will really like. I think you'll enjoy it. It's more like a universal Halloween like horror attraction than it is anything else. It's not really like a true remake of the original, so it's more updated and stuff. And I think you guys might enjoy it. So yeah, C plus. Okay, all right, bye guys.